right, extra bases with Coach E, getting an update on the Tigers before they head off to College Station for their first SEC series of the season. But first, let's talk about this last weekend down in Florida. Undefeated run, and I would imagine you saw a lot of growth out of this young team playing a lot of games in such a short period of time.
A lot of growth, and a lot of growth of gray hairs for me. We played well in certain halves of certain games, but it was almost like we had to be woke up, in order to play well. We'd put 3 or 4 really good innings together late in the game, and we made some nice comebacks, and we had some really strong offensive innings, but never did we put 7 innings together at any one time. And so if you're going to win in the SEC, you're going to have to play 7 innings.
You had a 6-run comeback in the bottom of the 7th against Illinois State, and I know that's not the position you wanted to be in going into that inning, but what does it say about the growth of the team that they turned it on when they had to and they got the win there?
Well, you coach some teams who have fight, and you coach other teams that don't have as much fight, and I didn't know what this team was capable of, and we were down 10-5, and they came back and won, and there was a lot of fight in the dugout. There was a lot of passion. I was just upset that it didn't happen earlier in the game. It was almost like they waited to the 7th inning to start trying, but the good news is you're right. They at least showed some fight, some excitement, some passion.
You've got A&M this weekend, and this is a team, just talking to Patrick, sports information director for softball, that kind of almost a mirror image, a young team trying to find their pitching, trying to find their offense. Is this a good series for you to match up with early in conference play?
It is. Every SEC battle is a hard one, and you'd like to start off in conference play with some wins, some sure wins, but there's just no possible way that's going to happen. There's too many good teams in the SEC, but with A&M, I think the standout feature for them is they swing the bats really well. They lost their ace pitcher from last year, so they've been pitching by committee. I think they have 3 or 4 kids who are getting innings. But they got some kids in the heart of that lineup that can do some serious damage. So we're going to have to be smart as far as how we pitch them. We're going to have to also give our pitchers a little bit of offensive cushion so that if and when their team does strike, that we have some runs on the board to absorb that. But it's going to be a great challenge.
Offensively, your team seems to be putting the bat on the ball a lot lately, aren't they?
Yeah, we're moving the ball around, and I think one of the bright spots of our team right now is Taylor Gadbois. In the preseason talks, her name was mentioned, but now here she is hitting leadoff for us and batting over 500 with more than a stolen base a game, and I just don't see there's any way of that kid going backwards now. I think she's got so much confidence, and mechanically she's really sound, and you put a kid like that at the top of your lineup, it can really jumpstart your offense, and she's done that for us. So, yeah, it's exciting right now.
And the young pitchers seem to be doing a whole lot of winning as they learn and grow, aren't they?
Yeah, sometimes it's not pretty, and after the game you're like, what was that? But they're W's, and in my business, that's the way I get paid, and so that's the most important thing. That being said, there are things that they need to do better, that they need to be more disciplined at, and in particular, just better command of their pitches. I think sometimes just reaching back and throwing it was something that they got away with earlier in their career that you can't necessarily do in the SEC.
Well, we appreciate your time, Coach. Good luck down at A&M, and the start of conference play. Exciting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, very exciting. Thank you so much.
That's Coach Aaron Earlywine here on Extra Bases.